Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. I'm very happy today because it is again JoyToy time, not Warhammer 40k. It is there. Is this Battle for the Stars? Does it say on this one? It says it is, yes, Battle for the Stars line. This is the North 04 Armored Attack Mecha. Looks really quite cool. I do like that blue and that yellow mix. I wish the blue was same as the old blue on the Freeman and on the other figure. I forgot his name now. I'll come back to him in a minute, I'm sure. But it does look pretty cool. Twin Gatling guns. If we turn around to the side, it shows that it also comes with, can't see that, there we go, arms with hands, a drill attachment, I guess, blade attachments, another gun it can hold, and some parts of the back, it looks like. And the figure looks pretty decent too. Nice to have another female figure. Not sure about those white boots, but does look pretty cool nonetheless. And you can see those parts on the back there. Not quite sure what they're for yet, but the figure does look particularly good in that shot. Okay, let me open this up, set this up, and let's get into this. So here's how it looks inside its packaging. The reason why I've done this is because someone commented a couple of weeks back they want to see stuff inside its packaging for reference in case they get one and then they want to repack it later. Well, you can see in the video here, the figure is actually behind, or not behind, recessed in a little plastic coffin of her own there. Looks pretty cool. It does also come with instructions, and they were sort of forced into the box and a bit crumpled up, as you can see. But it shows you how to do the attachments for the hands, the gun, the claw, the drill, how things connect, and so on. It seems to be a lot clearer than some previous JoyToy mech instructions, so that is pretty cool. If I put that there, you can pause your camera and you can see. Look at that, if you need to look at that in any sort of detail. Let me just go down a little bit. There you go. Okay, when I come back, it will be set up. Again, this is just really a copy of their previous North mechs, but obviously different colour, got more loader options, so I think it's going to be good because the previous ones are good too. And I just noticed here, you can have the Gatling guns on the shoulders instead of on the arms. Not sure which loader I'll prefer. Anyway, let's get into this, back in an instant. Okay, here it is set up, and I will give you my first impression after a few minutes of fiddling around with it to get all these parts into a view here. And my opinion is it's disappointing, really. I did like the original sort of North mechas, but I just feel really disappointed in this. And I'll tell you the reasons why. Firstly, you can't have any setup you want because you only have two of these parts, and if you want to use a claw hand or the drill, you must use one of those parts there, which means I can't have it set up the way I want because I don't have enough of those. I need to butcher another model or another mech, a North mech, or buy another one of these to have more of these parts to use. Now I do have spare parts of these from other mechs, but then the colour doesn't match. If I repaint, I've got to paint match the colour and blah 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 blah. That's number one. Number two, look at these guns on top. The guns are okay, but let's look how loose that is. That's just ridiculously loose. This one is better. This one just will go around by itself. It's just not good. It's not good. Now, having said that, I mean, you can replace those guns off, put these shoulder parts on if you want, like this. Having said that, I do like the drill piece because it does spin, and I love the claw, even though it's very simple. You need to paint it a bit more, but I think it's very well done. Just two joints is all you need. You can grip figures or whatever else in that huge range of motion and gap it's got in the claw. That could even work as if you do it right, I reckon, probably as a sorry, you've got another swivel joint at the top. You could do that as a mount for a gun or something too, if you wanted, you know, a nice little sort of mount, get a gun on top of there. The colours just not, they should be the same color as they did on the Blue Falcon. That's the name of the figure, or on the Freeman mech, the Blue Freeman mech. So I've got the Blue Falcon here, and I'll have a look in a moment. I'll have a look at the Freeman mech here as well in a moment. We'll do a little comparison, but I really want to like this, but I can't do any loadout I want. If they included 2 more of these, yes, the cost might be more, but that would have made it really, well, not really good. It made it much better because you could do what you want in terms of loadout. Okay, let's get a close look at the mech and this loadout I've got here. Let's get a little focus going on. We have a look, turn around. The other thing, they didn't paint these parts here. They should have painted these parts around here, because you can reverse the arms around, have those as like flamethrowers or something. So that being a different colour would have been so much better. The weathering is nice, you know, they've got sort of sponging on there on the paintwork, whatnot, but it's just, it's not calling to me like it should do, like I was expecting and hoping it to. Maybe that's why I'm disappointed. I was expecting too much. Let's get a close look at the figure. Now, she is pretty cool, but that blue, it just looks horrid on her. It looked far better in the promotional photos we saw. That gun we've seen before, got a pistol in her thigh holster that you can see. She's pretty cool. Vest can be taken off. You can take the gas mask or rebreathe her off. Get a look at her face. So a very nice sculpt on her face, I'll give it that. Take the gun off. JoyToy vests are pretty fantastic system compared to some other 1/18 scale lines, because they're very secure and usually they're quite easy to put on and take off. Where some are easier to take off and impossible, acid rain mode, almost, to put back on. But these ones generally are quite good. And you can see you can peel off the stuff at the front and change if you've got extra compatible parts. Am I going to break this or am I going to get it open? Come on. Having just said that, now I can't get this piece off. There we go. That should be it. There we go. It's just a lift off. Do I have to take her head off for this? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, head will be easier to come off. There we go. Let's get it off. I think she looks better without that top, and that top doesn't do. It's not bad, but definitely about those shoulder armor parts of that blue, that just looks a bit horrid to me. There's a good sculpt on her, bit of cleavage going on as well, but she does look pretty cool. Those white boots, yeah, different colour. What's she got written on her side there? Punishment for you've been a naughty boy. Looks pretty good. Again, that head sculpt is really, really nice. Okay, let's go through the mech and articulation. We'll go through the figure and articulation, then do some comparisons. So, in this setup, let's get a focus. The guns obviously go around. You can go up and you can go down to the sides if nothing's in the way. I will take those off now. That's just so loose. On the top, these smoke launchers or something, they go up and down and their whole part moves up as well. On the back, these little parts here should, not sure why, but they move outwards. Does that come out? I don't think so, don't recall. But that's just aesthetic for this. You can take those off. Arms, shoulders, all the way around. To the side, you've got this armor piece here, which is too short. That should be longer to go over this, because your arm will stop there unless you pick this up higher. If you pick it up higher, then your arm will go to over flat, which is great. That is good. You've got a bicep swivel. Arm bend is pretty damn good in these. Look at that. That's tighter in most action figures. Ridiculous. And then the hand will turn. It's got a joint, but you have to line up the joint in order to move the hand in that direction. And the fingers are also articulated. Hips outwards is fantastic. Full splits. And you'd expect the same on the forwards and backwards too. This is great, very stiff. Single kneecap, but you do get slightly over 90 degrees. Foot is a swivel. There's no turn on this foot that I can see. It does have a pretty decent dorsiflexation, very good in fact. Its tippy toe is okay, and it does have toe articulation as well. So the articulation actually is pretty good in these mechs, so I'll give it that. And very tight on those squeaky joints. And then the cockpit, this part opens up, this part pulls down, and you can open up there. It's just a bare bones cockpit. It's not a lot to see inside. Maybe if I put the light on, there's no real details, just someone to put her feet, someone to hold the controls, and a seat. You know, obviously having this, I guess, ballistic glass, whatever it is, on this mech, she would see through that, and so no, there's no screens inside. It seems a bit strange, not some sort of radar or something, I guess, but it's doable. It works for what it is. And we'll stick her in the cockpit a bit later. So she comes with 2 other pairs of hands, 6 pairs of hands, including what she's got. Her articulation, let's get a focus. Left, right, down, up, side to side, really good. All the way around, shoulders, over 90. Very good trunk on the forwards, backwards, and the side to side, and the turn. Bicep, really tight, fantastic on that. And the hand will turn around. I need to find which way the joint is, with the joint in her hand. And you can then move. I can't see what the joint is. Once you've aligned the joint, which I now can't seem to find which way it's going, her hand will move in that direction. This one is like a gun articulation. Waist, she can turn. There is trunk, side to side as well. So it's double trunk. So looking down is pretty good. And leaning backwards is pretty damn good too. Hips, all sorts of things can go wrong because this goes round her thigh from the belt. And the other one goes okay. Forwards, backwards is a lot better. That's pretty much a full split and doesn't really turn too much out to the side, which is great. Double kneecap, it's alright. Not the best. She should... No boot turn. I could have sworn that was going to be a boot turn. No boot turn. That is a shame. The feet do swivel outwards. Her tippy toe is pretty good. Dorsiflexation is small, but she does have the toe articulation, and they're not stiff, stuck toes, which is great. Pretty cool. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll compare the mechs, compare her with another figure, then I'll stick her in the cockpit and go from there. So if I stick him there, I'm going to compare him to my Freeman mech, my blue Freeman mech. I've got the sand on as well, but here is the blue Freeman mech. I wish this mech was done in the same colour as the Freeman mech. I think the Freeman mech is fantastic. Yeah, that blue Freeman mech looks so much more nicer, sci-fi, that sort of metallic blue, green, jade. Well, not jade, but you can see what I mean. And you see the Freeman mech is a fair bit bigger. Let's get a measurement. Sorry, people in America, this will be in centimeters because you can't buy inch, or whatever they're called now, tape measures in China. So you see that the new one, the new North one's about 21 to the top, and Freeman mech's about 25 to the top. If we look at the figure again, there's a sticker in front here, and I'll compare it to Blue Falcon, who is a fantastic figure. I've got 5 of them now, I'm happy to say. Really hard to get hold of now. In fact, they're actually getting quite expensive. Another JoyToy figure here, see the videos. He matches the blue pretty much the Freeman mech, and you can see he's practically camouflaged there, that they scale very well as you'd expect. Now, if you like this sort of content, please consider joining the Awesome Action Toys Patreon, link in the top right of the screen now. You get entries into our raffles, exclusive content, and you see videos like this early. Looks pretty cool, I've got to say. I much prefer that blue on the Freeman mech. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to pause. I will fit her into the cockpit, and when we come back in an instant for you guys, she'll be inside, and I'll let you know how quick and how easy it was and so forth. So back in an instant. Okay, she is inside, you can see there. Quite easy to put in. You know, bear in mind I did take her vest off earlier, which probably made it a bit easier. Her head is pretty high up on the top there. Let's open up and take a look. The only thing I'll say is her knees are a bit tight to the outside, but she is in, and again she looks pretty stunning there, I've got to say. And she is holding the controls, so she does fit relatively easy. Now, why is that zooming into the boobs? Don't ask me, that was not what I was doing. The phone has obviously learnt from my past behaviour. So she does fit in very, very nicely. So that is good. Very easy to stick her in. But again, nice mech. The colours are putting me off. I wish it was a different blue. And the fact you can't do any loadout you want is a bit of a bummer. And the guns are so loose when they're on top is really, not doing it for me. But pretty cool nonetheless. Okay, so Awesome Match Toy signing out, saying please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.